Good morning, guys. One second. Tech difficulties on the website here. Drop a 7 in the chat if you guys are feeling blessed and highly favored. Hold on, I don't have my cameras on. Let's go. Hold on, let me let all these people in. All right, guys, we're gonna be starting here in 1 second, having a little tech difficulty with the website. But we're gonna get some Uncle Bobby P going on. This is still live. You guys can go ahead and share the link. I'm excited. I'm excited. If you guys are excited, drop that 7 in the chat. Today we're gonna be talking about creating your dream life, creating that dream life. All right, here we go.
It's what you think you can do. You're using your best mind. You're using your best thinking. You're pulling in all the IOUs. If she pays this, if he does that, if they will here, if that goes there, then I can do this and I can see. I think I'm stretching. I think I'm stretching. Hell, I'm not stretching at all. I'm just dealing with stuff that I know is here and there if it will come together, if I can get it together. You're not going into the unknown. All that is possible up here, never receives serious consideration. Now, you can say, oh, I have been in here. Maybe. But I guarantee you there's people here that haven't gone there yet. Why wouldn't we? Well, there's your answer. It's paradigms. Paradigms block you every damn time. And you see, it's pretty cool just sitting rapping with each other and reviewing this information. I've seen some of it before, and, I know that. Well, I'm going to tell you something. I know for a fact you're doing nothing compared to what you're capable of doing. I know that about me, so I know it about you. Now, I've been studying this every day longer than many of you have been living. It's very rare people figure this out, what we're teaching. You're not going to find what we're teaching. Oh, you'll find some of the lines and you'll hear some of the books, not. But it's only on a very rare occasion anybody would be inspired to figure out what I was inspired to figure out. And that is because I was such an enormous loser. I mean, I was the poster child for losing. And I did for a long time, until I was 26. So just see, I guess from the time, I don't know, you're 14 or 15, you're sort of figuring out that you can or should or something with your life. So from then until I was 26, nothing. Dumb jobs, didn't even do a good.
Awesome. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. I'm so excited to have each and every one of you on today's call. Why don't you go ahead and drop your city? Where are you watching today's call from? Where are you watching today's call from? You guys like the logo shirt? You guys have ever seen the movie The Secret, the original where Bob Proctor came from? This is actually our logo. My last name Saxon Seminars. I want to give a shout out to the community for actually creating this whole image for us. And I'm excited to take this into the future. So I'm looking at this right now. Let's see. We have Jen in Miami, AM is in Toronto. I don't know what that name is. The Rio Moya in the 6. I think that's Toronto, right? I see Atlanta. I see New York. I see Chicago. OMG, I'm excited to have you guys here. I'm feeling blessed and highly favored. Guys, this call still is open. So we're probably going to get into the deep content probably in the next 3 minutes. So right now, share the link. If a lot of you guys are in network marketing, let me tell you this. Anytime you come to a Saxton seminar event, which is this week, this masterclass, every time you have in contact with us, you're going to think to yourself, man, I wish I had more people on this call. I'm not holding anything back. Everything I learned from my mentor, Bob Proctor, I'm in his inner circle. I'm going to be sharing it with you guys for free for the next week. And the only thing I ask in return is share this out there. You don't know whose life you could change. It could be your upline, your downline, your sideline, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, your brother, your cousin, your parents. You don't know who it could be that can come in here and literally get an idea that goes out there and change their life. So if you guys can do me a favor, one of my coaches in the chat, can you drop the masterclass link? So the bobproctorsecret.com/masterclass. That way, everybody on this call can go ahead and share this call. And I think we can really double the size of the call just by simply sending it out one more time. Hey guys, if you're watching on Instagram, if you're watching on Facebook right now, I'm working the community right here on Zoom call. So go to the link in my bio if you're watching on Instagram. If you're on Facebook, scroll down my post, register. That way you can join the Zoom call community, because this is not just a call you want to watch on Instagram or Facebook. This is a community, an accountability group, a group of like-minded people that are coming together, learning and becoming better and growing. So the real value is being inside of that Telegram chat, being inside of this community. So guys, without further ado, I'm so excited to be here with you guys, serving you at the highest level. Yeah, Jenna, so you're going to put www. Yeah, perfect. That's the link right there. So that's the one you're going to go on ahead and share. So without further ado, let's go ahead and let's get started. I have some slides prepared for you. For some of you, if you've never seen me before, I want you to drop a 1 in the chat right now. If this is the first time you come in contact with me, drop a 1 in the chat. Let me see. Taylor, nice to meet you, Taylor. Pursue, I don't know the names. Edwin, Past the Limit. I love you guys are using like your little names and stuff. Nice to meet you. Awesome. So without further ado, you know what's to be, I'm gonna be 100% honest with you. And that's one thing you can get from me. 100% honesty and transparency every time you come in contact with me. When I get on a call like this, I want to know, who is this guy? What does he have to offer? What can he do for me? And this is you, right? This is your thinking right now. And is my time valuable sitting here for the next hour? And that's what you're going to decide over the next couple of minutes. Is this the place for me? So without further ado, the first thing I want to do is tell you about my story, but not because to talk about me, because my life is a testimonial to this information. And that if you literally invest 5 hours, that's all we ask this week, 1 hour a day for the next week, that if you invest 5 hours, that you can see a dramatic change in your life level, like what Uncle Bobby P, Bob Proctor, did for me. And now, speaking about the man, the myth, the legend, drop a 3 in the chat if you know who Uncle Bobby P is. Bob Proctor, the man, the myth, the legend. Well, I go ahead and get everybody muted. How do I do that again? Oh, here we go. Mute. Boom. All right, everybody's muted. Okay, so if you do know Uncle Bobby P, drop a 3 in the chat. Okay. Seems like we got 33%, about 33.5% of the people on the call know who Uncle Bobby P is, Bob Proctor. So without further ado, let's hop right into it, okay? So this is my mentor right here, Bob Proctor. Got some slides for you guys. All right, so if I told you guys a story, a true story of an underdog that was broke at 24 years old, an entrepreneur who was sleeping in his car, and in less than 60 days, to be exact, it was 37 days. And in 37 days, went from sleeping in a car to earning over $100,000 per month. Would you believe me? And would you believe that story? So guys, here's what today's 5-day masterclass looks like this week. We're gonna be Monday through Friday this week, July 19th to the 23rd. 11 a.m. EST. So you can expect to we'll be here tomorrow at 11 a.m. rocking and rolling with the next lesson, 1 hour each day. And each day is going to be a new topic. Tomorrow, we're going to talk about paradigms. We're going to be talking about goal setting. We're talking about really how to turn your annual income into your monthly income by using the law of attraction. And this is not just a movie that you watch. It's not just a book. This is not, oh, you manifested a car or a coffee or a person. We're talking about the science behind the law of attraction, the science behind getting rich, the science behind getting the life that you want. And each week we'll have a new topic talking about this stuff. This is going to be virtual, and then the call is still open. Go ahead and share this link, the masterclass link, and get your people on it. Each day you can invite new people. And at the end of this week, we will be giving away a free ticket to our next seminar. For those of you that don't know, we do run physical seminars. So we will be giving away a couple free tickets to the people that stay on during the week, and then also the community group. So who am I? My name is DeAndre Saxon. I'm from San Diego, California. I'm currently 25 years old, but now I live in Miami, the beautiful city of Miami. I live in downtown. I love this city, and I'm a certified Proctor Gallagher business consultant. So that's the official name of Bob Proctor's company. I've coached and trained thousands of entrepreneurs and small business owners worldwide, and you can find me on Instagram at Saxton Seminars. That's where you can find me. Okay. Go ahead and do this, delete annotations. Perfect. And I want to go ahead and meet your team, guys. I built a organization. I built a company within my within that you know what's so funny? It's the best thing about this. These guys were once clients. They were once clients. They started just like you. They started on a Zoom call. They started in a masterclass like this. They became my clients. They started working with us for a couple months, and they said, you know what, DeAndre, this changed my life so much. I want to teach this. So really quickly, for about 1 minute, I want to share the team, because there's going to be people in the group chat that might be reaching out to you. And there's a lot of people. I want you to know who you can reach out to, who you can rely on, and who are the credible people that I have certified within my organization to help you, coach you, and if you want, even enroll into our programs later on in the future. So I want to give a big ass shout out to Mel. Mel, say hello. I think you can mute yourself. Yeah, Mel, go ahead and say hello.
I have no voice, so sorry.
Yes, that's Mel. She is a little under the weather today, but Mel's in Hawaii. Then we have Jenna from New York.
What's up, everybody? How you doing? My name is Jenna. I'm so excited for this masterclass and to be meeting every single one of you. Let's grow.
Awesome. And then I don't see Mike and Taylor on the call. Taylor, are you guys here? Taylor. All right, they're not on the call, but then we also have Mike and Taylor. All right, guys, so that's going to be your success advisor team moving into the future. And if you guys know Bob Proctor, who has seen Bob Proctor's masterclass? Some of you might be familiar with this business model where Bob is also doing a masterclass. So quick little side note, at the end of that masterclass, Bob talks about becoming a consultant. So Bob has 2,500 consultants in all countries and all over the world. And then out of those 2,500, I'm in the top 10. So I've taken this information, it changed my life with it, now teaching it to others. So you can rest assured that the information you're getting is from somebody who's also getting results, somebody that's credible. I didn't just come up with this information myself. All right, so this was me. This is a picture of me. This is actually a video. You can find it on my YouTube channel, but it's a screenshot from that video. Me sleeping in my car, Christmas Eve, 2018. I was sleeping in my car for 4 months. I had failed at 7 to 8 businesses, chasing new opportunities, looking for something faster, looking for something easier. I had all of the marketing skills. I knew how to build funnels. I knew how to do Facebook ads. I've invested in courses and Ty Lopez and courses and gurus and all these people. And no matter what, I always had bad quality leads. I had headache clients. I couldn't scale my business, and I was stuck at $2,500 a month. 1 month I earned 1,000, the next I earned 7, then I earned 500, then 5,000. It was just fluctuating up and down for 5 years. And I started to question my ability to win in business. I regretted dropping out of college. And I debated if I was to get a real job. You see, some of you might be right there in your business. You might be in network marketing. You might be going out there. For some of you, you might be getting started out, trying to get to your first 10K. I have people on this call that are already doing 6 figures, and you want to get to the 7-figure a month, 7-figure or 6-figure a month level. Regardless, I was there. And I remember praying to God. I remember sitting in my car here in Miami. I was on 57th Street. And I remember just crying, like looking up at the sky, like, God, what did I do to deserve this? Like I did everything that you told me to do, right? We have this intuition that tells us to move to that city, start that business, reach out to that person. And I was doing it, but why was I not getting the results? And then I discovered something that completely changed my life overnight. I stumbled across the teachings of Bob Proctor and started listening to his videos on mindset and habit. Drop a 1 in the chat if you've ever seen the movie The Secret, read the book The Secret, or come across any of that material. Let me see. So I see Jacob, Jenna, Edwin, Osvaldo, Don, Sarima, Tony, Taylor. So you guys have seen this movie. So this is where I remember Bob from. I kind of knew him from the movie, but I didn't know too much about him. Like I knew he wore a suit. He always held a book. That's pretty much the most I knew about Bob. And I attended one of his seminars, and this is what happened. Here was my plan. After meeting Bob Proctor in Los Angeles in February 2020, I was driving for Amazon. I was driving for Lyft on the weekends. I was literally down and out, about to turn 24 years old, sleeping on my grandparents' couch. If I wasn't sleeping on the couch, I was sleeping in their car because I couldn't even I was literally sleeping in their car when I met Bob in LA. And after attending this 3-day Bob Proctor seminar, it opened my eyes. You see, I don't care what business you're in right now. I don't care if you're a consultant, if you're an agency owner. Actually, in the chat right now, drop what business are you in? If you don't have it, put in it business, put no business. Drop what industry. Are you in network marketing? Are you consulting? Are you a real estate agent? Are you in sales? What is it that you do? Drop in the chat right now. Maybe you can find a client right there in the chat. Who never knows? Network marketing, legal industry, consulting, finance industry, photography, makeup artist. I think I saw you, Taylor. I think you followed me today. I think I saw that. You have really good makeup. Right? So network marketing. We have people from all different kinds of industries. See, I don't care what industry you're in because these principles apply. And so when I started working with Bob Proctor as a consultant, I decided I wanted to master the skill of identity shifting in my own life. As I changed my income in my business, I could guide others to the same journey. And as you guys know, here's a screenshot right here, Miami Patron LLC. By shifting my subconscious mind, I went from 0 to over 100,000 a month in about 37 days. I actually counted today. I would just average, but the actual number was 37 days from meeting Bob Proctor. And I wasn't the only one that was struggling with these pains. And now I had the answer. I dedicated myself to sharing the secret, that the information that I had learned from Bob Proctor, and I turned my annual income into my weekly income. I want everybody on a piece of paper, everybody should have a notebook right now. Write down, what is your annual income? What's the most you've ever earned in a year? You see, because in this information, we're talking about the law of attraction, we're talking about the secret, but here we're talking about earning more money so you can go out there and do the stuff that you want with your family. With your life. Retire your family, drive that dream car, drive that dream house, live that free life of freedom, live that time freedom, that financial freedom, impact more people. You see, Wallace E. Waddle says that, Napoleon Hill says that we get paid to the value we add to the marketplace. If you want to earn more money, you got to serve more people. So that's why we're going to be focusing on money, finances, business, and becoming more over the next 5 days. And if that's what you're looking for, you're in the right place. So that's what started to happen. I started to earn more in a day than I would earn in a single year after meeting Bob. And now, and this is not to brag. You see, these are pictures of me. But you know what's the fun thing about this? These are your pictures. This is your dream life. These are your traveling. You see, and you travel in a different way. You know, when I went to Tulum, we didn't go to the regular spots. We got a villa where we had the private pool before the private cabanas on our private beach. That's when you go to Tulum. When you go to Dubai, you travel in a different way. You start to hang with the tigers and do all the fun stuff. And you see, like I said, these are pictures of my life that changed in a matter of 2 months, but that can be your life. These are your pictures with you and your family. And like I mentioned, now I've taken this and I've changed so many people's lives. So this is your story. This is your testimonial. So over the next week, I'll be teaching you different secrets so that you can one day have the life that you want. So without further ado, do you want to learn the secret that I learned from Bob Proctor that literally changed my life, quote unquote, overnight? If you're ready to make that happen, drop a 1 in the chat. You see, actually, let me go to the chat right now. I love to see people engaging. You know, when you're engaging, you're keeping your subconscious mind active, which means you're more likely to keep this and retain this material and see this dramatic change. Anytime Bob Proctor's on the call, my camera is on because cameras keep you accountable. Anytime I didn't have my cameras on, I was probably doing something other than being on the call. So I appreciate everybody that has the cameras on, and I appreciate everybody that's engaging, because everything I say is for a reason so that it actually sinks into your mind. You can remember this stuff. So I see Joanna, I see Jen, I see Sarama. Sorry if I don't pronounce that right. Pardon me, Edwin. So it was the discovery of this secret image that completely changed everything overnight for me. My epiphany. I learned that 100% of my business problems I had experienced in the past were a direct reflection of bad programming in my subconscious mind. So for those of you that don't know Bob Proctor, he has over 60 years of experience in results, and he's trained tons of Fortune 500 companies like IBM, Prudential, IM Academy. You've seen him in the movie The Secret, and so on and so forth. let's get into the meat and potatoes here. You probably already know this if you've been in any kind of business or personal development. That mindset and thinking in your business causes 100% of your results. Success is 95% mindset, 5% tactics. This is not just spiritual. What was it? This is not just positive thinking that we're talking about here. Who's ever heard like, you got to change your attitude. You got to believe in yourself. You got to set goals. Who's heard that before? I'm not going to lie. I used to hear that shit, but why wasn't I getting results? I would set goals, wouldn't get it. Believe in yourself. What the hell does that mean? Like honestly, what does that mean? There's a science behind each and every one of these things. And like, how does the belief work? How does it tap into your subconscious mind? How does it express itself through the body? Where do the habits come into play? Like, this is this kind of stuff that we're talking about here. This is not just positive thinking. What I like to tell my clients is people don't have business problems. They have paradigm problems that reflect in their business. What does that mean? You right now, I want on a sheet of paper, I want you to write down what do you think is the current problem in your business right now or in your personal life? Write it down. Give you guys about 10 seconds, 15 seconds to write it down. So now you have your problem, or what you think is your problem, your perception of your problem on that piece of paper. I have a question for you. Is that problem, is it on the paper or is it in you? Is that problem, is it on the piece of paper or is it in you? Over the next coming days, you're going to start to realize that the outside world, the results that we want, is a direct reflection of the images that we hold in this thing called our mind. And if you start to alter the things and the images and the emotions that you're placing here, by law, it must change in what you hold in your hand in your physical world. That when you start to realize that, guys, it's not the strategy. A lot of you think that you're trying to implement a strategy, whether you're doing it right before this call or ready to get it right after this call. It's not the sales problem. It's not your mentor. It's not the outside world. It's not the living situation. It's not your car. It's not, you don't have a lot of Instagram followers. There's all kind of excuses people use. That's not the problem. It's me. It's us. It's our reflection of ourselves. You see, there's something called the self-image. And in that self-image, it sets the standards of your life. Like right now, my air conditioning just shut off, so it's a little warm right now in my room. But I had set it to 70 degrees. I like to keep it a little cool in my room. But right now, it's probably feeling like 73 degrees. But in a minute, it's going to shut on, bring the air down, and bring it back to the 70 degrees. So we all understand that concept of the thermostat. Drop a one in the chat if you understand what I just said. We all understand that concept of the thermostat. But did you know that there is a thermostat in your subconscious mind that controls how much money you earned this month? It's the 19th of the month. Where's your business at this month? Where's your income at this month? Where's your savings at this month? How if you're single right now, how the quality of your dating been? How the men or the women coming into your life? Are they the standard that you like? What about your your health? When you look in the mirror, are you happy with that this month? That is your thermostat. That thing that you see is what you see here. But if I want to change this, how do I do that? What is the science behind it? What's the science of the law of attraction bringing these things into my life? Earl Nightingale said this. This is one of our mentors, Bob's mentor, now my mentor, is that we become what we think about most of the time. And that is the strangest secret. You know, all the major philosophers over the years have disagreed on virtually everything. But they've come to an agreement and conclusion about one thing, that we literally become what we think about. Because if you can see it in your mind, you can hold it in your hand. But we've heard this before. Many of you have already heard Bob, but you can hear it, you listen to it, you hop on the Masterclass, you watch a YouTube video, but why is it not happening? Or if it is happening, why is it slow? Or if it's happening very good right now, how do you make it go faster? It's called a quantum leap. How do you go from the first floor to the penthouse? I live on the 28th floor here in downtown Miami. Do I want to take the stairs or do I want to take the elevator? In the same sense, do you want to take the stairs to the top of your life or do you want to take the elevator, the quantum leap, turning that annual income into your monthly income? By virtue of the images and the emotions that you decide to carry in your heart will determine the outcome of what your life looks like. Here's the challenges that we're probably going through right now. You're trying to increase your productivity. If you're in network marketing, you want your team to produce more. You want to grow your team. You want to expand more. You want to increase your monthly revenue. You increase your monthly sales. You want to put more money in your savings account. You want to have a nicer car, a nicer house. You want to generate better quality clients. I would even say for those single people, you're trying to generate higher quality prospects in your romantic life. You want to improve the quality, the communication, the morale of your company, your organization. You want to attract consistent leads rather than hunting for them. Drop them in the chat if you say amen to that one. You want to attract business. You just want it to flow effortlessly like water going down the river. Fun little fact. In my first 5 years in business, I never earned more than $80,000 in 5 years, all combined 5 years. Didn't matter all those businesses. When I met Bob, when I got to lesson 4 of the coaching program, I earned 100K in 17 days. I went from not even earning that in 5 years to earning it in 17 days. And you know what's the funnest thing about that? I didn't do nothing. I sat here. A guy messaged me on Instagram. I went on his Zoom call and I was booked out for 4 months after that. Effortless way. The law of attraction. I attracted the wealth. I attracted the business. I attracted all of you on this call. And guess what? At this very moment, the ideas and the feelings you have right now, I want you to be aware. How do you feel right now? I want you to understand that that feeling is controlling the things that are going to come into your life later today, tomorrow, and the ending and the rest of this month. And if you understand the science of altering that feeling and mimicking it and creating that life and living from the wish fulfilled, you will start to change the things that come into your life. And it'll be a snowball effect. Good things will start to happen, but for most of us, it goes backwards and bad things start to happen. But the problem is none of these things I mentioned. You don't need more marketing, more skills, more training, or knowledge. You don't need new strategies. You don't need to even work harder. On Mother's Day, remember I told you my first 5 years, I never earned more than $80,000. You know, on Mother's Day 2020, I earned $30,000 before lunch. 4 phone calls, 4 training calls, 40K or 30K by lunch. I didn't know what to do with myself at that period. Like, what do I do? Like, I had no more calls for the day. Do I go for a walk? Like, do I watch a movie? Like, my life had changed so fast, and I didn't know what, like, how, and it was just a day reflection. You see, some of you are on this call right now, like, where's the strategy? Where's the tactics? No, you got to get this thinking first, that the problem is not what you think it is. It has to do with the foundation of how you see yourself, this thing we're going to talk about in a minute called the paradigm, this subconscious mind, this mind of ours. And when you first get this understanding, the rest of the week will flow. When we start getting to stick figures and drawing out results and drawing out law of attraction, drawing law of vibration, and getting into all these tactical stuff, none of that shit will make any difference if you don't understand what I'm saying right now. Because I can go teach you law of vibration, these visualization tactics. I can go teach you all of this stuff. But if you don't get the base understanding that your life is controlled by how you see yourself, none of that will fall. You'll forget everything I said next week, and it'll be the same cycle how life has been probably over the last couple months. Some of you are cringing around like, shit, that makes sense. Yes, because I know I was there. I used to be on those calls. This is all about internal identity shifting. So here's step number 1. In order to change your business results, you must first understand how your current results were created. Step number 2, we're going to be understanding the self-image, becoming the person that effortlessly attracts the business results that you want permanently. And step number 3, unleashing the God within so you can create a new world. Bob says this: if your income today is much the same as it was 2 years ago, then it will be the same 2 years from now if the paradigm doesn't shift. You make your choice. In the chats below, I want you to write down this line here. I'm so happy and grateful. Well, first write it on your paper and then you're going to put in the chat. I'm so happy and grateful now that I effortlessly earn, and then put that amount. That annual income into your monthly income. I'm so happy and grateful now that I earn, if you earn 100K a year, I'm so happy and grateful now that I effortlessly earn 100K per month. And write that like in bold letters, per month. You know, Jim Rohn says what's easy to do is easy not to do. Drop a 3 in the chat if you give me full permission and transparency to be 100% with you guys. To not bullshit you guys, it's just be 100%. If you guys want to be soft and cupcakes, don't put anything in the chat. If you want to be 100% with you, drop a 3 in the chat. Because I got to get your permission that I can be real with you guys. I see you, Josh, Reepa, Amanda, Jake, Michelle, Duvan, Mel, Jenna. I see you guys. So a couple of seconds ago, I asked you guys to write that down. Some of you didn't. And then you wonder why you're not getting results. Some of you did. And you're on the right track. You see, what happened is my mentors would say stuff like this, and I would know it, but I wouldn't do it. That's called the paradigm. We knew, so for some of us, we knew we're supposed to be up early today, go to the gym, do our gratitude, do our meditation, write our goals down, but why didn't we do it if we know we're supposed to do it? Y'all think it's a script. Y'all think it's a DM. Y'all think it's more Instagram followers. Y'all think it's that hanging out with those people. Y'all need to hang out with yourself before you start networking with all these people thinking like they're going to change your life. You're going to change your life. It's the self-discipline to say that I'm going to do this. This is who I am. And therefore, that's what's going to start to make those alters in your life, those changes in your life. What is a paradigm? You've been seeing me throw this word around for a minute. What is a paradigm? A paradigm is a series of beliefs and ideas and values, AKA your habits. It's your way of thinking about the real world. It's a multitude of your habits. I like to call it your mental conditioning or your mental programming. So right now, just like the thermostat, you're programmed to be where you're at. I just want you guys to relax right now. It might be a little tense. Just relax right now. Like loosen up your shoulders and look around your room. Look around your room. What do you see? Are you happy with your living situation? Are you happy with that car that you drive? Are you happy with that apartment? Are you happy with that bank account? Are you happy with that relationship? Are you happy with your body right now? Are you happy with where you're at right now? Or do you want to improve? And if you're like most people on this call, you're here to improve. And the first step is realizing that where you're at now. When you go to the map, right? When you're at the mall, for those of you that have been in the mall in a minute, and you're trying to find a store, what is the first thing that you see when you look at that map? It's typically in red. What do you guys see? What the first thing you do when you look at that map? Or any map in general? Taylor dropped it. You are here. Here now. This is where you're at. I was talking to my coaches earlier that I think I struggled for a long time because I never got real with myself. I would bullshit myself. You know what's about it too? If you don't like the way I speak, because I'm gonna speak to you guys' soul, to like what you guys need to hear, not what you want to hear, but what you need to hear. You guys are bullshitting yourself. You know why? Because I'd be bullshitting myself too. I would say, man, I was in network where, oh, it's gonna work out. It's gonna be in the future. Like this is gonna happen, but it never happened. Oh, I said I was gonna do this, but it never. I never did it. And it wasn't to the moment I was about to turn 24 years old. All these failed businesses, and I was sleeping on a couch, and I realized, DeAndre, you're broke right now. You're overweight. You're broke, busted, disgusted. It wasn't until that time I got real with myself that my life changed overnight. Write this down. The subconscious mind lives in real time. You're not going to hear that from somebody else. I had that realization this morning when I was studying. Like all this study kind of came together and I came to that realization. For those of you that are a little bit more intermediate, you realize that the subconscious mind only has the ability to accept ideas. We'll talk about this a little bit deeper tomorrow, guys, but the subconscious mind can only accept ideas that you impress upon it. And that it only lives in real time. So whether you're living in the real time that your bank account is broke right now, that you're like, some of you woke up this morning, like drafts came out, bills came out from this weekend, and you're like, whoa, not happy right now. Some of you, drafts came in from this weekend and bank accounts looking nice and fat right now. You're like, yeah, that's right. What ideas and circumstances you accept when you look at your outside world and allow to get emotionally involved in, you are living in the now. And in real time. There's no future, there's no past, there's only now. And I think it's day 3. We're going to talk about some visualization strategies that literally changed everything for me and how to actually tap into that. But I digress. So the paradigm, that's where that subconscious mind is. It's in that now. It's in that conditioning part of you. It's a group of your unconscious habits. Like some of you right now are on Instagram. I see some of you are attentive. It doesn't show me names, but I'm seeing you guys at the top. When you have your cameras on, you sit at the top. I see you guys. Some of you are like looking over. You're excited. You've got your notebooks. You're here. You're present. You know, in Science of Getting Rich, Wallace D. Waddell says, it's not what you do, it's the way in which you do it. So you're on a call, you're here, but some of us are on Instagram and we think that it's that outside problem we wrote down earlier. It's not. It's the simple fact that when you come on a call, whether with me or your other mentor, how you do one thing is how you do everything. You're probably letting that Instagram thing distract you all day. See, that is an example of your paradigm. That's the actionable theoretical like example of what it does, a paradigm. It's your unconscious. You don't even know you're doing it. And when you span that over a couple months, it starts to affect you. Like if you eat a cheeseburger every weekend, probably for the next 6 months, you're going to feel that. Maybe not first day, but over time. It's the same thing with that unconscious habit. It resides in our subconscious mind. And like I mentioned earlier, it's an example when you lose weight and then you gain it back months later. When you begin to understand this, that your subconscious mind, when we begin to rewrite our subconscious programming, you will literally shift every aspect of your business and personal life. I want you guys to see this right now. 14 days from now, your life can be so different that it will shock you. 14 days. 14 days from now, your life can be so dramatically different. And I'm not just saying this just to say this. I'm saying it because it happened to me. I started to believe that it could happen. So in April of 2020, so was that last year, I was in Medellin, Colombia. Many of you found me through my YouTube channel too. I was in Medellin, Colombia. I probably had about $1,200 in my bank account. I was $10,000 in credit card debt. And I was just starting out with Bob Proctor. I didn't even have I think I may have maybe 3 clients or something like that. And I remember, and then the lockdown started happening and I started feeling this little anxiety of like, dude, if lockdowns are happening, this country shuts down, I have enough savings for like 2 weeks. So this is me, April 2020. So I came into that month being kind of scared, but I had this thing called a goal card. Who's ever heard of this before? A goal card, something like this. We're going to talk about that in a second. I had a goal card like this. And Bob said, if you can see it in your mind, you can hold it in your hand. They would say that we become what we think about. They would say things like have a goal. They would say these things. And I was like, okay, I'm so happy and grateful now that I effortlessly earn $100,000 a month. Even like, so this was me going into April. And April 13th, I was still feeling like that. Halfway through the month, it wasn't happening. April 13th, $1,200 in my bank account. Same situation. Did you know that by April 30th, I had over $100,000 in my bank account? And not through just one sale, but through multiple clients, just an influx, just boom, from no clients to literally enrolling 20 clients and changing life in a matter of 17 days. It happened to me. But it's that belief level that is, if we write something on a card like this, and that if we carry it, and if we see it, And that we start to believe it, not just say it, not just write it down and just, oh, this, but believe that it is done. What Neville Goddard says, living from the wish fulfilled, that's when everything's going to change. I had to like get away from like the slides for a little bit. That way I can really like emphasize that with you guys. And this was the major secret that Bob had taken from the book, Think and Grow Rich. So today's call was all about you create your own reality. That's the foundation of today's call. Because tomorrow when we start drawing stick figures and getting into law of vibration, law of attraction, we start getting into self-image, we start getting into terror bears and all these different things, like all these stuff you guys really want to see. But until you get down to the foundation that you can create that life and that you don't have to accept what you see right now, that's when you're going to start to see this shift. So let's talk about it. Let's talk about this whole idea of creating this dream life, because over the next 5 days, you will have a goal and you're going to put it on a card, and everything you learn with me over the next 5 hours, 5 days, you will apply it to this thing you're going to put on the card. You're not here just to take a notebook full of notes. If you are here and you just take a notebook full of notes, you're wasting your time. You're going to take a goal. You're going to write it down in a minute. We're going to write it down after I explain what it is. And you're going to focus the rest of the week on this one thing, not 5 goals, not 7 goals, 1 goal. And everything else will fall into place. You don't have to know how, you just have to want it. The prerequisite is want, desire. The law of attraction brings it through the how. So let's go into it. Earl Nightingale says success is the progressive realization of a worthy ideal. What do you define as success? If you're unconscious, and unconscious means you're not thinking, you can really let the outside world determine this for you. A lot of the times our parents are deciding what success is for us because they say, go to college, get a degree. Now you're successful. So you're letting your parents dictate what you define as success. It could be your city. I live in Miami. For those of you who've been in Miami, it's a very flashy city. You got to wear the Dior shoes. You got to drive a nice car. You got to get the bottle service at that club. That's success? No, it's not. So it could be the city. It could be your parents. It could be the media. It could be Instagram that says that you got to get a watch or travel here or do that. And now you're successful, but really it's not. Success is what you internally decide that you want. You know, there was a famous restaurateur in New York, and he was interviewed because he had many, like a chain of very successful high-end restaurants in New York. And they asked him a question, and they said, you know, when was it that you became successful? You know what he said? I became successful when I was sleeping on park benches because I knew what I wanted and I started moving towards it. That's what he said. Success is the progressive. So if you have on a goal card right now, well, in a minute, you're going to have it and moving through the week. If you write something on a card that you really want and start moving towards it, you are now successful. You can have that self-pride that you are moving towards it and that it is moving towards you. What it is that you want, and you start moving towards it. Steve Bowe said, God's gift to us is more talent and ability than we'll ever hope to use in our lifetime. Our gift to God is to develop as much of that talent and ability as we can in this lifetime. So what is a goal? Did you know that goals are not to get, but goals are to grow? I didn't know that. I remember specifically like going to that seminar with Bob, and I'm sitting at the table, like some of you might relate to me. So you guys know my story that I never earned like more than like a couple $1,000s a month. And so when I came to Bob, my question was this, Bob, so I know I can get to 10K a month because like I'm at like, sometimes I do 3, sometimes I do 4. If I'm really good, I might hit like 7. So I'm so there, I'm so close. Should I set a goal that I know I'm just going to crush it? Or should I just set some fantasy goal that's just out there? Who knows what I'm talking about? Who's at that point in your business? That was where I was. I'm to be 100% direct when I met Bob. You got to set something. We're going to talk about a C-type goal. It's a fantasy. Because if you already know how to get there, there's no growth. And if there's no growth, you're not really doing what a goal is intended to be and intended to do for you. A goal is to stretch you to the next level, to have you operating on a different frequency. What I say is this: if you set big goals, so if you think big, you act big. If you act big, you get big results. Let me repeat that again. If you think big, you act big. And when you act big, you get big results. So how was it that I went to 100K a month in 37 days when I never even earned that in 5 years? So starting out with Bob, I realized this. I realized we got to set a big goal. In a minute, we're talking about a C-type goal. I set a C-type goal that, man, I've hit 10K. Like, I think I could do it, but you know what would be even freaking crazy? 100K in a freaking month. I don't know anybody. Like, I see people on Instagram doing it, but I personally never knew anybody. My grandpa never earned more than $60,000 in a year. So if I could earn that in a month, man, that's a stretch. And here's what happened. The law of attraction, what we're talking about deeper tomorrow, the law of attraction said that I should reach out to this guy named Jason Stone, Millionaire Mentor. Who knows who that is on Instagram? 7-point-something million followers on Instagram. He was a prior relationship. I've had seen him before. We had a prior relationship for a couple of years. And here I was, Bob Proctor Consultant, no clients, no foundation, no results, broke, sleeping on a car, driving for Amazon. And I reach out to this guy, Millionaire Mentor. I said, hey, you know what, Jason? I'm getting started with Bob Proctor as a consultant. Man, what if I train your organization for free for the next week? And it's so funny. It was not funny, law of attraction. He had just left a convention where Bob Proctor was speaking at that week. And he was hyped up on the idea of Bob Proctor. So here he was, multi-millionaire, one of the biggest guys on Instagram when it comes to business. I call him and he's waiting for me. Bro, what the hell? Yeah, bro, I just left this convention. Bob Proctor is amazing. Come train my organization. I actually have a video of that, being so nervous, like calling this guy. It's like calling like a Jeff Bezos, or in my at the time, like a Jeff Bezos, some big guy, big influencer, big business, big influence, #1 in the city. And I call him randomly. And he was waiting for me. Law of attraction. And because I thought that big, he accepted me. I started to act big. If I was only thinking 10, 20K a month, I would have never done that. And because I did that, weeks later, everything came into place. So that was my story when I say you got to set something larger than life, larger than what you are used to. Because right now, if I say, is this Ganny Fit? Ganny Fit, Osvaldo, George, I see you. Edwin, Jen, Reepa, I think that's his, Reepa the realist. I see you guys. So if I said to you guys, you know what, if you wanted to turn that, if you wanted to get to your next goal that you currently have right now, without me teaching you about goal setting, and I said, how many strategies could you consciously come up with to get there? You probably come up with what, 10, 15 strategies, maybe Facebook ads, funnels, DM strategies, influencer shout outs, or whatever, whatever strategy you're currently using. You could come up with maybe 5, 10, 20. Would you guys agree with me? Let me tell you this. The universe has a million different ways to help you turn your annual income into your monthly income. And it will come from an unexpected source. It will come from an unexpected source. One of my clients, his name is Tim Sloma. He's a chairman or a chairman 10, which is a 6-figure earner in a particular company. And I told him this strategy. And I said, bro, what is the most amount of ways you can write down to get to to double rank, not just go from 10K, but go from 10K to 50K in the next 90 days. And it startled him. He was like, how the hell am I going to double rank? I've been at this rank for 2 years. What do you mean I'm going to double rank in 90 days? And I said, you know what? I'm probably operating off the idea that you know exactly what to do to go to the next level. You're simply just not doing it. And he agreed with me. And I passed that question on to you. I'm operating off the idea that you know exactly what to do to turn your annual income into your monthly income. You simply are just not doing it. With the same knowledge and effort you have now, you can literally quantum leap your life. It's called U squared. You take your ability in the spirit. We're going to talk about that tomorrow. Tapping into the spiritual side of you. And when you square something, right? When you square 2, you get 4. When you square 4, you get 8. But what happens when you square you, an infinite being that can do all, be all, and has infinite potential? What happens when you square your ability? With the same knowledge and effort you have now, that's the quantum leap. That's what we're talking about here. That happens when you set a C-type goal. Everybody in the chat right now, write C-type goal. C-type goal. All right, guys, so let's talk about it. Let's talk about the different kinds of goals, and then we're going to write our goal, and then that will be the conclusion of today's call. So we have an A-type goal. An A-type goal is a goal that you know how to do already. You know how to do it. So let's just say you're in a corporate life right now, and you're earning 10K a month or somewhere around that, 10K a month. And you want to go start your own business. And now you want to get to 10K a month starting your own business. That would constitute an A-type goal because you know how to do it. Let's just say you're starting in network marketing. You're doing $25,000 a month in this company. You decide to leave this company, join another company, and your goal is to get to 25K a month. That would constitute an A-type goal because you know how to do it already. Let's just say right now you have a brand new BMW M3. Or sorry, you have a BMW M3 right now. And your goal is to get a brand new 2021, the new version of the BMW M3. That would constitute an A-type goal. Why? Because you already have it. You've done it in the past. There's no growth attached to that. And what did we mention earlier? A goal is not to get a goal is to grow. A goal is to expand your thinking process so that you think in a different way. When you start to think in a different way, you're going to manifest new things into your life. So an A-type goal, write that down, is a goal you already know how to do. Let's talk about B-type goal. And this is where I would say 80% of you guys are sitting. Even my coaches. A B-type goal is a goal you think you can do. It's a goal you think you can do. Especially my very analytical. Oh, my Instagram's shut off. That's why you guys got to be on the Zoom call. Totally forgot about Instagram. Actually drop a 7. I want to show love and support for each and every one of you guys here. Drop a 7 for the community, for all of you guys on this call that are here today. That's a 7 that's going out. 7 is my favorite number. 7 is abundance. And that's going out to each and every one of us because we are a community effort here together. B-type goal. It's a goal that you think you can do. My analytical minds, my entrepreneurs. You look at your resources. You look at how many contacts you have. You look at how many people in your organization. You look at your past results, and because we did this in the last 90 days, this is where we're going to go into the next 90 days. You allow the present and past results dictate where you think you're going into the future. That is one of the I won't say one of the lowest because that's an A-type goal, but as a middle type thinking. There's no spirit. You're not allowing the law of attraction. You're not allowing the law of vibration. You're not letting God and the universe in when you're controlling it. If you are planning and controlling it, you're not allowing the spiritual part of success to work in your life. Because you're in control. If you're in control, why does God got to move in your life? Why does the universe have to move in your life if you're controlling it? If you know you have to contact that girl because she has the PR company, or you got to contact that guy because he has the Instagram followers, and if you contact him, your business is going to blow up. Why does God need to move in your life then? The ego gets in the way. So what is a B-type goal? A B-type goal is a goal you think you can do. You gather your resources, your past and your present results to allow it to dictate your future. So we want to do something called a C-type goal. If you want God, the universe, whatever you believe in, the spiritual beings above yourself, your higher self, your Holy Spirit, whatever you want to call it, if you're ready to allow the spiritual parts of life to operate in your life, drop a yes in the chat. If you're ready to let go and let God, tap into the spiritual part and allow the abundance to flow to and through you and show itself in results, drop a yes in the chat. Yes, yes, yes. I see all of you guys in the chat. Amanda, David, Edwin, Don, Joanna, Cynthia, Michelle, Tony, Jake, Michelle, Tina. I see you. That is where we allow spirit to work to and through us is with a C-type goal. A C-type goal is a fantasy. It's a fantasy. It's a dream. It's what you want. Those are the key words. A C-type goal is it's a want, it's a desire, it's a fantasy. It's something you don't know how to do and you've never been there before. Remember, a goal is to grow. It's not to get that McLaren, it's not to get that Rolls, it's not to get that watch, that car, it's not to retire your parents. The goal is to grow, to become the person that is able to retire your parents, retire your spouse, you take your kids to that dream school. You have to grow. Before you ever before you ever have that thing, you must become, you must grow. It's to stretch you. A C-type goal is to stretch. It's that fantasy. You know, in that paradigm, we were, as kids, we were able to dream. For those of you that have kids right now, they're banging on pots and pans and they're imagining, and they have imaginary friends and characters, and they're cops and robbers, and they're doing all this imagination. Then you go to school and you start to get into the real world and you start to assimilate to everybody around you. And they say, you know what, Osvaldo, why are you dreaming? Like, get your head out of the clouds. Jenna, like, stop with that imaginary. Get in the books. They start to kill the imagination faculty, which we're going to talk about in this week, which, by the way, is the God that lives within. The creative ability within, the thing that makes us different from every other creature in the world is the imagination. The thing that all children have. Isn't that kind of funny? The thing that separates us, that allows us to change and make this a better world, they start to shut down as children. Isn't that kind of interesting? That C-type goal is what you truly want. Not what you think you want. Not what your spouse wants, not what your boyfriend wants, not what your parents want, not what your boss wants, not what your upline wants, your sideline. What do you want? And some of you might be thinking right now, well, how am I going to get it? How am I going to get it? Where's that money going to come from? You don't have to know the how. That's where the let go and let God part. That's where the law of attraction, when we start drawing the lines and the actual law of attraction, law of vibration, that stuff we'll talk about tomorrow, leave that to the how. We'll be talking about the how part tomorrow. But today is all about understanding that you can create that new life, that you can actually, for the first time in your life, write down what it is that you want, and it will come true. Regardless if you know how it's going to happen. That is the first step to any creative process, the first step to anything about what we're talking about this week. Because if we go into lesson 3 and we're talking about, tapping into your subconscious mind and this visualization strategy, but you don't even know what you want, how the hell are you ever going to get anywhere? If I said, you know what, our virtual masterclass is going to be in downtown Miami at this address, and you don't have a GPS, you'll never get there. This card, this want, this thing called a C-type goal is your GPS on life. And you're going to carry this with you at all times. You will carry this with you at all times. So tomorrow, I'm going to vibe check you guys. So coaches in the Telegram chat, we're going to want to drop a Saxon seminar. We're going to drop a Saxon seminar one, okay? Goal card in the Telegram chat. And everybody's going to print it out. And I want to see it tomorrow. And you're going to focus on writing a C-type goal. That's going to be your homework. And we have our coaches in the chat to support you guys. If you have any questions or concerns over the next 24 hours before we get on tomorrow's call, they're here to help you. Mike, Taylor, Jenna, Mel. And that's going to be your guys' homework moving into tomorrow. Because tomorrow is the exciting part. Tomorrow, I'm going to teach you the science behind turning this idea, this card, this writing into tangible cash flow, into tangible dinero. And not just the money, but more purpose, passions, and profits behind it. So guys, this was a conclusion of today's class, day 1. How do you guys feel? Drop a 3 in the chat if you got some value. You also got some inspiration behind the value. You're not just feeling motivated, but you actually have an actionable step. And so you might be thinking, man, this is, that's it. Just write a goal card. Yeah, that's literally sit with yourself right after this call and really think like, man, what do I want? I'm done just getting handed this life. I'm done just getting handed sleeping in this place, driving this car, living this way. I want to create it. And the next 24 hours, meditate, pray to God, pray to the universe, whatever you just believe in, and ask, what do you want? Now, what you think you want, review your notes. After you write that goal, review your notes. Is this a B-type goal? Or is this really what you want? And here, your paradigm might kick in, by the way, when you write this down. You might be, Osvaldo might think, oh my God, how the hell is this going to happen? Man, I haven't done this in 5 years. How am I going to start doing this in the next 90 days? Jen might look at his goal and be like, man, this is my entire organization since I've started. I just started. How is this going to happen in 90 days? Tina's going to look at this goal card and be like, oh my gosh, where's the people going to come from? Where's the money going to come from? Don't worry about that. That's why we're in this masterclass. I'm going to be teaching you guys that it's not the how, but it's the laws. And if you operate in the laws, if you operate in the certain way, whatever you write here will come true. It will manifest. There's a belief. There's a science behind it. It's not just talk. It's not just motivation. But you're going to learn some actionable steps. So without further ado, guys, that's the conclusion of day 1 masterclass. I'm so excited to be here with you guys to serve you guys at the highest level. Make sure you're here on time tomorrow at 11 a.m. EST. Tomorrow we're diving deeper into this part and the laws of a vibration and law of attraction. Share the link. Love you guys. I'll see you tomorrow. Take care, guys.